Hey everybody, how's it going? The fall is approaching, so I'm going to be recommending some fragrances that are amazing for cuddle time. We got unisex, feminine, and masculine on this list, and we are going to start with a unisex fragrance here called Oud Symphony. And this is a fruity fragrance. It has some passion fruit, some black currant, but there's also an interesting rum note in this fragrance that kind of toughens it up a little bit. And then the oud in this scent is sensational. I am one of those people that doesn't like the smell of oud in a lot of niche fragrances, but this is probably one of the only oud scents that I really cannot get enough of, especially when my girlfriend wears it. It hypnotizes me. It smells so good. It's definitely something that projects, so easy on the sprays if you're trying to get some cuddle time in, you know what I mean? But let's say you're going on a date before, or you're going to the club and you want something that's gonna really project really nicely. Then afterwards, when you guys cuddle and watch a movie or something, you're gonna have a fragrance that's still gonna be lingering on you and smelling amazing. Then Oud Symphony is fantastic. Now, I did mention that this is a unisex fragrance. Some people find it a little bit more feminine because of the fruity aspects to it. But then I think because of also that oud and that rum, it really makes it wearable for anybody. So if you love niche fragrances, I highly recommend you look into this one. All right, I'll put the names of the fragrances, discount site links, and samples in the description to help save some money. But of course, please buy where you're comfortable. The next fragrance I'm going to recommend is Cassiopeia by Parfums de Marly. And this is the last fragrance that my girlfriend wore when we were like cuddling, and it smells so good. I will say that the dry down of this fragrance really reminds me of Angel Share by Kilian. It's pretty crazy because this starts off kind of peachy and fruity, but then in the dry down, like it's really sweet. There's just like some vanilla in here, but it's a very intoxicating sort of scent. What I love about it as well is it's perfect for cuddle season, just because you would assume this would be a fragrance that would really project, but it's actually something that's pretty intimate. Like if you're half an arm's length away to an arm's length away, you'll be able to smell this, or the people around you will be able to smell it, but it's nothing that's beast mode. So it's a great scent for cuddles galore. Next is going to be another unisex fragrance here called Intense Cafe by Montal. This is my favorite Montal fragrance. I've tried a couple of them, and one thing is for sure, that these have amazing performance. We're talking 10-hour plus longevity. Now, this is a rose coffee fragrance, but I will say the rose definitely dominates this fragrance more than the coffee, but the rose here is not mature, all right? I'm one of those people that is very particular about rose and fragrances because sometimes it reminds me of my grandmother, but with this, it does not do that at all, all right? And the coffee note in this fragrance just makes it more addicting. You know when you have like a cup of coffee, like you just want to keep drinking it, it's very addictive. Same with the way that coffee smells. So this is a fragrance that every single time I have worn it, people have just kept their face in my neck for a long time, just deep sniffing me because they love the way this smells. So it's absolutely perfect for cuddling. Yeah, this is a good one. Yeah, especially if you like going to drive-ins and stuff like that. If you have a truck or you're going to be sitting like in the back of your car and like your back, not back door. You know what I'm talking about with the SUVs? I'm blanking. The trunk. It's not really a trunk though, but you know what I'm saying? Like if it's cold outside and you have blankets and you have this going on and you're watching a movie outdoors, it's really, really nice. All right, we're going to turn to a more masculine fragrance. Jeez, I have a tickle in my throat right now, but Leighton by Parfums de Marly. Man, it's been a minute since I've talked about this scent, but I always recommend it though, especially in videos like this, because I know the power that it holds. Leighton is a gorgeous cardamom apple vanilla fragrance. The cardamom is what makes this sexy, and then the apple adds some tartness, and then the vanilla just makes this like a sweet type of fragrance that just makes you go like, you know what I mean? Like when you smell it, you're like, oh damn, that smells so good. Now the scent trail is great here. Projection is amazing. We are talking an 8-hour plus type of fragrance, and definitely if you're looking into the house of Parfums de Marly in general, this is something that I would suggest, especially if you're making that transition from designer fragrances into niche, because this has the mass appeal that designer scents have, but it smells very high quality. You know what I mean? So it'll still separate you from everybody else that your partner has been on dates with, you know what I mean, that are wearing those typical like Bleu de Chanel, Dior Sauvage, Versace Aero scent. So this is a huge step up from those type of fragrances. And even though Leighton is very popular in the fragrance community, smelling this in the general public is extremely rare. All right, it's very, very rare. So yes, this is still a unique fragrance in that regard. All right, we are gonna talk about another unisex fragrance here. We love the unisex scents. This is called Grand Soir by MFK, and this is an amber vanilla fragrance. Now, there is a sort of dense thickness to this fragrance that kind of reminds me of a candle sometimes when I'm smelling it. But this is just like, if you love amber and vanilla, you have to try this fragrance. There's a little bit of a powdery aspect to it, but let me tell you, this fragrance has people hooked. What I've noticed is sometimes, well, not sometimes, all the time, this is a scent that people either love or they hate it or they think it smells like a candle. Like, those are the three categories that it goes into. But when people love this, I am telling you, their noses will not be removed from your neck. It smells really, really good. I've heard a lot of stories from my followers actually. Whenever I talk about this fragrance, they'll DM me on Instagram and talk about their occasions wearing this fragrance. So yes, it's a cuddly scent, but it leads to other things 99.9% of the time. All right, we're gonna kick it to the other side over here. And it is a Tom Ford fragrance called Tobacco Vanille, another unisex scent. And this honestly smells like the holidays to me. This reminds me of Christmas because, in my opinion, it doesn't really smell like tobacco and vanilla. It smells like gingerbread cookies with a chai latte. That is what I smell with this fragrance. I remember one time I wore it, somebody thought I smelled like candy in like a really good way. You know what I mean? So this one definitely has the sweetness, and this has the mass appeal. Like, you wouldn't believe the amount of times I've talked about Tobacco Vanille, like on TikTok and Instagram. People, specifically women, are like, oh my gosh, this one drives me crazy. I love it so much. It makes me weak in the knees. And there are men that love this on women as well. So this fragrance gets a lot of love from everybody. And according to the general public, this is just based on my experience and the stories that people have told me about their experiences. This is one of those scents that is still unique. Yes, people know about Tobacco Vanille when, like, the people that are interested in fragrances, of course, know about this scent. But for the most part, this is a head-turning fragrance. And you have to remember that, like, a lot of people out there don't know much about perfume, cologne, fragrances. So when they smell something like this, that doesn't smell like your typical floral, fresh, sweet fragrance or your typical masculine blue scent, it does get attention. So this right here is a gorgeous fragrance that is perfect for cuddling, especially on a gloomy day or a rainy night. Okay, next up we got a masculine fragrance here called Spice Bomb Extreme by Viktor and Rolf. And this is what I expected Tobacco Vanille to smell like. It smells like tobacco and vanilla. In the opening though, there is that spice. I believe it's caraway. I thought it was cumin. Sometimes that note puts people off, specifically the wearers. But every single time I have worn this fragrance, well, not a majority of the time, because sometimes, you know, I mean, I'll wear it for myself when I'm running errands. I don't really interact with people every single time I wear this. But whenever I'm in a group setting and I throw on this fragrance and it's nighttime, I am always getting compliments from men, from women. And I know I said this is a more masculine fragrance, but you have to remember skin chemistry is huge, right? So the way that things that are typically masculine play out on a woman's skin smells very different than on a guy's skin. So ladies, if you're interested in trying this, I say go for it. Guys, if you're interested in trying any of the feminine fragrances that I recommended, totally do that, all right? So Spice Bomb Extreme, Viktor and Rolf, we're talking over 8 hours of performance. Next is the Icon Pie by Givenchy. A follower actually talked about this fragrance with me in the DMs recently, and this fragrance is just a nice powdery sweet vanilla scent, specifically in the dry down. In the opening, honestly, this smells like a much more feminine fragrance in my opinion, even throughout the wear of it. And yes, that can do with my skin chemistry, but then I did spray this on a guy and it kind of gave unisex feminine vibes as well. But I will say, of course, skin chemistry, very different for everybody. But this is a scent that has a cult following for a very good reason, all right? Now, a very intimate sort of fragrance. I have oversprayed this and I didn't get sick of it, which was very interesting to me. Like, it didn't make me feel nauseous or anything like that. But this is really a type of scent that's very, very approachable. So, Pie by Givenchy, it's a legend for all the right reasons. All right, we're gonna talk about a very popular feminine scent here that I'm sure all of you know about. It's called Black Opium by YSL. And I have to put it on this list because this is iconic, all right? This is the one fragrance I would recommend if you're somebody that doesn't own a single bottle of perfume and you want something that's gonna get you compliments, that's gonna smell good, that's nice and sweet. This has like a coffee scent with some vanilla in it as well. My sister gets a little bit of spice when she wears this fragrance, but this is one of those scents that really does no wrong, all right? Now, you'll hear a lot of hate about this fragrance, but that just comes with the fact that it is very popular, all right? So if you don't care about popularity and you just want to smell good and you want something that's going to knock it out of the park every single time, Black Opium is a fragrance that still has men and lesbians in a chokehold. The only people hating on this scent are the women that wear it, that, you know, on their skin it kind of smells like grandma to them, or the ones that are more into perfume. So this is deemed as basic in their eyes. But again, like, you're not trying to pull them. I mean, if you are, then don't wear this fragrance. But, you know, if you're trying to pull, like I said, like more guys and stuff like that, the general public, then Black Opium is a fantastic scent. Again, I'll put the names of the fragrances and the discount site links in the description below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate the love and support, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.